Hello, hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I'm actually here to do something that I wanted to do last year, I just didn't get a chance to do it. So yes, I am here to do 31 days of horror, 31 days of October to review and talk about some of the craziest, scariest, most fucked up horror movies that I could think of. We are starting, number one, with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. This is a 1974 film that was directed by Tobe Hooper. And the plot is we meet 5 friends who are in a van traveling across Texas because they're on a vacation, a trip. They want to have fun. Why not? Well, of course, along the way they meet a hitchhiker who's pretty batshit crazy, but they don't let that stop them. They keep going until they end up having the worst trip imaginable. Some of the most fucked up events occur to these kids, and yeah, now what I think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, is, I admit, I saw the remake first. I saw the remake before I ever saw the original. I still think that this is one of the most fucked up, one of the most disturbing, one of the most hardest to watch horror movies ever. And let's first talk about the 5 characters. We have Sally, Jerry, Pam, Kirk, and Franklin. And these are, for the most part, normal kids. You know, you get what they want to do. They want to go to Franklin's dad's house to basically party, have fun. A character like Franklin, you can't help but feel bad for. He's a guy in a wheelchair, and I almost don't want to say this, but you get a sense that maybe he's a little slow, or it's just there's something going on there. And I only bring that up because you feel so bad for this fucker. You do, in so many ways. At the very beginning of the movie, you see him in his wheelchair, out there trying to take a piss, and he fucking falls down the hill, out of the wheelchair, crippled. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, you're in a horror movie, you're in a wheelchair, this will not go well for you. And then, it's just, you see his relationship with his sister Sally, and really the only characterization that you get out of this group, out of these kids, is that moment when him and Sally are going back and forth. Their friends are missing by that point, and Sally's just kind of frustrated with him and fed up and just kind of wants to go off and do what she has to do, but it's her fucking brother. She has to be there for him. But let's talk about when they're driving in their van and they pick up this hitchhiker. The hitchhiker is played by Edwin Nail, and this guy is fucking weird. He's creepy. I mean, there's so many red flags on whether or not you see him out there and you go, yeah, did we pick this fucker up? Probably not, but it's the 70s. I'm sure you want to be nice, and you don't want to be a fucking dick and leave him on the side of the road, right? Well, they quickly regret that decision. He's immediately like going off about working at the factory and how he cuts up animals, has fucking pictures of it. He takes a razor and starts cutting his own fucking hand and just laughing about it, while clearly everybody else in the van is disturbed by what he's doing. He doesn't pick up on that. He even cuts Franklin and they throw him out, and he's smearing blood on the side of the van. You're like, okay, nothing could come from this. Nothing good can come from this. Technically, it's an independent movie, right? Because it's very bare bones. It's very low budget. It was shot for only $300,000. Now, I'm sure at the time, maybe that was at least a decent amount of money. Nowadays, it's a fucking student film. Like, that's insane what they were able to pull off. I mean, sure, you could tell by the way it's shot that it is very gritty, it is very in your face, and it is what it is. But there are moments where you could tell there's some talent behind this. Like, there's some good creativity behind the shots. Like the classic, iconic Texas Chainsaw Massacre shot of when Pam is walking up to the house and the camera is at a low angle, and it's focusing on her ass, but it's just something about the way how that's shot I think was great. The moment when people are going into the deserted house trying to see if there's anybody there, and Leatherface pops up out of nowhere, scary as fuck. beats them over the head with a fucking hammer, drags them away, shuts the fucking door. You're like, oh shit. And then like one after one, another fucking character goes into the house, and you're sitting there. The way how those scenes are built up with the tension, suspense, you're sitting there like you know it's gonna fucking happen. You know he's coming. You know like this won't end well, but you're still freaking out. You're still yelling at the TV like, don't fucking go in there, but they always go in there. And the one shot where he takes Pam and you see the hook and you're like, oh, this isn't gonna go well at all. Leatherface is played by Gunnar Henson. And Leatherface, this is the birth of Leatherface. This is what put him into mainstream as becoming one of the greatest horror icons of all time. And this movie, he's scary, especially at first, but then later on you do see those tendencies that kind of make him just a weird yet fascinating character. There's a whole like 10-15 minute scene of Leatherface chasing Sally through the woods with the chainsaw. She's trying to go through the branches and shit, and it's chaos, all of that running. But then when they finally grab her, and then when they finally tie her up and they have dinner with her, and they're feeding her God knows what, and you see them laughing and hollering and yelling, and Leatherface cooks the meal. Leatherface is the cooker of the family. He's wearing various faces. Again, you could tell it's lower budget, but I guess it's just the idea behind all of this. Sure, it's based on Ed Gein. It's based on a real life serial killer, real life crazy fucking things that this guy did, but still you're having to create this family, you're having to create these characters and the situation. I think the situation is what helps make this that much more over that horror aspect, that much more scary when you think about everything that Sally especially goes to. Sally is the final girl. There's so many scenes like when they make the grandfather and he's hitting her over the head with a fucking hammer. She finally has enough. I mean, there's so much screaming. There's so much horror in the face and the eyes of Sally. And I'm sitting there going fucking batshit crazy too, because she's screaming over and over again. I love the moment though where she says fuck this shit and she jumps through the window. It's the second time she jumped through the window, by the way. She's being chased again. And then the ending where Leatherface is chasing her with the chainsaw. She gets the fucking guy in the truck and he tries to help her, but it doesn't go well, and he just fucking runs off. You don't know what happens. Sally gets in the back of somebody's truck and they drive off, and she's like laughing maniacally because now she's fucking crazy, and Leatherface is doing his chainsaw dance around the street. It's like, this movie, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not saying it's the greatest movie ever made, like technically wise and story wise and all of this stuff, but it's what this movie does to you psychologically. It's what this movie does horror aspect. It's one of the earlier movies to really go there. I don't know. I really don't know. What more can I say about this film? It's so fucked up for so many reasons, for so many levels. This is how you start a 31 Days of Horror. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can't say I enjoy this movie. I can't say I love this movie, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate what it did and what it represents and what it gave us as far as what you want to strive for, as far as what horror movies should be. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Is it as fucked up as I say it was? Because it was. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Please won't you say my